Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. So I have talked a few times in videos about conspiracy theories, conspiracy theorists, and why people are drawn to this way of thinking. Today I came across an article from the American Psychological Association. There's been a new study done that looks specifically at personality traits and motivation, putting those together. A new study has been done. And as I was reading this, I couldn't help but think about Armchair Detective because, as we know, he's built his whole platform on spreading conspiracy theories. And so I wanted to share a little bit of this article with you, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do think y'all will see why it applies. So here we go. People can be prone to believe in conspiracy theories due to a combination of personality traits and motivations, including relying strongly on their intuitions, feeling a sense of antagonism and superiority towards others, and perceiving threats in their environment, according to research published by the American Psychological Association. The results of the study painted a nuanced picture of what drives conspiracy theorists, according to lead author Shauna Bowens, a doctoral student in clinical psychology at Emory University. Conspiracy theorists are not likely to be simple-minded, mentally unwell folks. Shauna, are you sure, girl? Are you sure? Anyway, a portrait which is routinely painted in popular culture. Instead, many turn to conspiracy theories to fulfill deprived motivational needs and make sense of distress and impairment. The research was published online in the journal Psychological Bulletin. Previous research on what drives conspiracy theorists has mostly looked separately at personality and motivation. The current study aims to examine these factors together to arrive at a more unified account of why people believe in conspiracy theories. To do so, the research analyzes data from 170 studies involving over 158,000 participants, mainly from the United States, United Kingdom, and Poland. The focus of the study measured participants' motivation on personality traits associated with conspiracy thinking. The research found that overall, people were motivated to believe in conspiracy theories by a need to understand and feel safe in their environment and a need to feel like the community they identified with is superior to others. Now that superior, that came up twice, right? And with AD, you always get the sense that he feels like he's better than everyone else, he's smarter than everyone else, that he's always right. There's no reasoning with him. There's no saying, well, sir, you've been debunked numerous times, okay? Maybe you should go and watch some of these people who debunk you, and they do a very good job at debunking you, and maybe you would see that you're wrong. But he never does that, right? He never wants to acknowledge the fact that, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got it wrong. Because to do that, right, it takes away his sense of identity, because he is so married to being the shadow man and solving this case that's already been solved. This is how he makes his money. This is how he defines himself on YouTube. So it's never going to happen. And okay, continuing on. Even though many conspiracy theories seem to provide clarity or a supposed truth about confusing events, perhaps a need for closure or a sense of control, these were not the strongest motivators. That's interesting. Instead, researchers found some evidence that people were more likely to believe specific conspiracy theories when they were motivated by social relationships. So I think for some of the people in his chat, that makes sense, right? Because they form bonds with each other. They, feel some kind of whatever with him, because whether he knows it or not, I do think there's an element of manipulation to everything that he does. And I think for him, he gets his ego stroked. These people, oh, AD, you're so wonderful. You're so smart. Oh, my God, you're so brilliant, right? So he gets something out of it, aside from money, in addition to money, I should say. But anyway, I want to get down to specific personality traits because I thought this was really interesting. Okay, those who strongly believed in conspiracy theories were more likely to be insecure, paranoid, paranoid, like someone who believes that there are people gang stalking him and that a murder victim's mother and brother are behind this gang, right? Instead of realizing that because he's spreading conspiracy theories, and it's pretty controversial, that he has detractors. People are going to take issue with this. They're going to say, hey, this isn't right. And they have every right to speak out against his content, okay? Emotionally volatile, maybe like a person who in his lives, if one of his subs, doesn't agree with his opinion or, calls him to task on something, he gets really angry. Or if he does a poll and the poll doesn't go the way that he wants, he gets really upset. Suspicious, goes back to the gang stalking thing. Withdrawn, manipulative, someone who twists and distorts evidence to fit their narrative. Egocentric, someone who does a true crime episode but makes it all about himself. And eccentric, tiptoe through the tulips. So, anyway, I'm losing my voice. Y'all, I do apologize. But that's basically the gist of the article. But when I read this, I thought, yep, that is AD to a T. I still don't think this man has learned the difference between expressing his opinion and slander. Could he be facing more lawsuits in the future? I think so. Anyway, until next time, be well.